Morning, it's Father Scott, and I'm going to tell you a little bit what I'm going to be taking with me when I go on the Camino. It's about 11 months from now. I'm going to be gone for quite a few months, like 6 months, but the first Camino is going to be Portuguese, Lisbon to Santiago. And so, let's put this gum on. So, what I'm going to show you first are the items that are crucial, just taking without camping. And then I'm thinking, since I'm going to be gone so long, I'm thinking about taking things that I need to use to camp with. And I've got those as well. And I think they'll all fit and they'll all be light enough. So first of all, the most important thing is the pack sack. This thing weighs nothing. It's a hyperlight backpack. This thing is incredible. You can like zip it up here. It's just a rucksack, and you can roll it down. And you know, here it's like 35 capacity, and then you reel it up like this. It's like 45 or 50. And so, and it's got this. It doesn't have a lot of pockets. It's just simple. You just put things in there and you take them out, and then you got the nice little thing in here to dry up clothes and all that. And I put on a little water bottle holder right here. So, man, it's nice. So, hyper light. And the next thing that I find crucial is something to sleep in, like if you're in an albergue or something like that. And what I have for you there are a couple of things. First of all, I went ahead and got an Enlightened Equipment synthetic quilt. I don't like the down because it gives me sinus and all that. So I may take this. If I don't camp, I probably won't take this. It's a little big. It's real light. It's like 1.5 pounds, and it's supposed to be good for 20 degrees. Anyway, there's that. And then I have a silk quilt that I may use for the albergues and if I'm not staying in a hostel. I don't really like the albergues. I'm getting a little old for that. They're fun. If I need to stay in one, I will. But otherwise, I'd like to get the hostels that are shared bathroom, $30, 20, 30 euro, whatever. But there have been several times on my last Caminos, and I've walked 3 of them so far, where I just had to stay in an albergue. And so I'm going to take this because I always got so hot in those things, in those albergues. So this is really light. It's a sleep sack, really wide, big, but as light as a feather. Okay. So those are pretty necessary items. And the next thing I wanted to show you is the flip-flops. These are also important because you don't want to wear your shoes when you're not hiking. And I usually hike for 4 hours. I get up really early, take off. I do all my walking fairly quickly, but I try to enjoy it as I go along. And then what happens is when I get to a place, I got all afternoon to eat because things close at 2, so I'm usually there before 2 o'clock. So I have a big dinner and I eat, and then I look around the village and kind of communicate with people around the village and all that. And then I go to bed early and I get up at 4 or so in the morning, do some things that I need to do as a priest. I am a priest, so I do some prayers and some exercises, and then I take off walking, usually right at the crack of dawn. Maybe it might even be a little dark, and especially if it's hot, it's good to leave early. And so these are great to have along with you. These are called UFOs. I don't know if I'm going to take Crocs or UFOs, but who knows? We'll see what happens. And then one of the amazing little gadgets I got was called a lark bottle. And you know, ultraviolet light is really something. It kills all the bacteria and everything that could harmful, that make you have diarrhea and all that. And actually, they're going to put in a filtering system right here in my basement because the airport contaminated my water with PFAS. It was beautiful water, clean and pure, and I loved it. Found out it had PFAS in it. So this doesn't get rid of PFAS, but it gets rid of all the bacteria. So if you're hiking along and you're hot and you see water coming out of a rock, for example, those rocks, sometimes you see little waterfalls coming down from rocks and things like that. If you fill up this lark bottle, okay, it's not that big. You fill this baby up and you tap it twice, and in 3 minutes you'll have pure water. All the bacteria will be completely gone. I couldn't believe it when I first researched it, but it works well. And they're actually going to use the ultraviolet light on my well water here. And if you tap it once, it'll do it for a minute. Like if you get tap water from somewhere you're not too sure of, or it's kind of sketchy, boom. And so I'm gonna use that as I'm hiking probably, and then I'll probably have some other water available as well. Lark bottle, L-A-R-Q. So I'm kind of excited about trying to use this because I've never used this before. So see what happens. Okay, now another thing that I like to take with me, very important, are the shoes. And I vacillated. I usually use Merrell Moabs. I've used those for all 3 Caminos, and I got blisters and all that. They're kind of heavy, and they're the GX, one of the kind that are supposed to be waterproof, GTX Moabs. But I'm gonna go with these this time. They're wide toe, and I've already hiked them like, geez, I did a 21 miler in these, and I got a little hot spot on my heel. And the thing about it is when I put in the pads, I have these special pads that I put into them because they have good arches in them, and they start squeaking on me. So I go, oh, I can't use these. They're squeaking every step, for crying out loud. So what I did is I got on YouTube and researched a couple things, and they said put dryer pads in there or duct tape on the bottom. And I did that. I put a dryer pad, I put the duct tape on and they didn't squeak, but then they started squeaking again. So then I put the dryer pad in there, and those things work like a dream. No squeaking, no nothing. So I think it's worth the effort to put the dryer pad in these because these are so lightweight and they're just so comfortable. And I think they'll last at least 1 Camino. I plan on doing like 4 or 5 next year because I have 6 months, but I'm gonna go with them. I finally decided. It's hard to change shoes because if you have a shoe that you rely on for a long time, and you just don't want to kind of change over. But I'm gonna I'm gonna try it. I've almost worn my first pair of these out, so see what happens there. Shoes, very important. And then what I'm going to do is I always have two changes of clothes, and I put them in a plastic bag like this. This is the one I'm going to be wearing. And in here I have like a buff and some, and believe it or not, underwear. If you have to get some underwear that don't rub, because that's really important. So mine are kind of long and they're tight, and that way you won't get a rash. That really hurts when you're walking. So I have a lightweight shirt, I have shorts, a belt, the underwear, and socks in here. And usually I'm hiking in 50, 60, 70 degree weather, 80, 90. So this is really about all I need. And like I said, I'll be wearing this one. But when it gets chilly in the morning, I have one of these jackets here. A really nice little rain jacket. These have always helped me out a lot. This particular model came from Cabela's. But really nice coat, really nice jacket. I've worn these. I have a blue one now, but I've worn it out. I've got holes in here and a couple other holes in them, but it should last me quite a while. So very important to at least take one of these. And I don't know if you're gonna wear a poncho. I don't like the ponchos because in the wind they just flap all over the place. And usually it's warm enough, and if you get wet, it's not gonna kill you. I mean, it's pretty warm weather, warm walking. As long as you're walking, you're not gonna get cold. So I just wear the raincoat, and it's always worked well. And shorts. I never take rain pants with me. I've never needed them. Never needed the rain pants. The one new thing I am gonna take this year that I've never taken before, the old umbrella, because I plan on walking the silver route from southern Spain to northern Spain, and I may have to do around the summertime, and I hear it's just unbearable there. So with my early hours and all anyway, I should at least be able to walk a few hours, and I have a lot of time. But this would help if I get stuck out in the middle of nowhere with the sun beating down on me. I have an umbrella now, so I'm gonna try it. They say it works pretty good, but it's real light, so I'm kind of vacillating on this, because I've never taken one before, but may do it. Okay, and then another thing I have is a little kit here, and in here I have blister stuff, because I don't know, I've gotten blisters every time. They're different too. You think, well, I got blisters when I started out last time, so the next Camino, I didn't get blisters till halfway through. And then the third Camino, I don't think I hardly got any. So it's just really hard to say, but I got some of this sheep's whatever. I've never tried this before. And I have Compeed. I have a lot of Compeed, and I have Neosporin. And what else do I have here? I'm gonna try this. I've never tried this before, but I'm gonna put some antiperspirant on my feet, because someone said, I think it was Sarah Dahmer said, Dahmer? I was watching some of her videos, and I think she said she uses this stuff and it works well. So I may give that a shot. Not sure about that yet. Because like I said, one time I only got, well, I've gotten blisters every time I've walked. The only Camino I really didn't get a lot of blisters on was after I walked the northern route and the Primitivo. I went down to Portugal and did the coastal route. And my feet were already good and worn in with the shoes and all that, so I never got blisters there at all. Okay, then I like to take some lotion, just some small stuff. So this would be probably what I would carry in my lotion, and floss. I forgot floss and I couldn't find it over there to save my life. And I hate it when I get stuff in my teeth and I can't get it out. So I got some little toothpicks and floss. And then usually just a little bit of cream. I tried taking, I used to take deodorant with me, but you don't need it. You really don't need it. I know it sounds bad, it smells bad and all. You might smell bad, but who's gonna smell you while you're hiking by, for one thing. And then I usually take a shower every evening when I get in anyway. So I don't take deodorant, I quit taking that. I don't have combs, don't need that. Very, very little stuff. I do take stuff to shave with because I like to shave on the Camino. So if you like aftershave lotion and you're gonna walk the Camino, you're gonna be out of luck because they don't sell aftershave lotion there. But they do have, I think they have the cream. What I usually do is I just soaked up my face and then I shaved. So that's that. And then I have a few things for my knees. I have this just in case, and I have this knee brace just in case. So believe it or not, you're gonna get some aches and pains out there. So there you go. Also, I'm gonna try a buff. I've never tried a buff before, but I got one. And I have what I said I said I had a buff in each of my clothes packs, but I think it's more like a handkerchief that I could hang from the back of my hat. This is more like a buff that's actually elastic and it can go around your head and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna give that a shot this year. Haven't taken it before. And then my sister's gonna walk with me and she thinks she's gonna wear double socks. And so I have never tried wearing double socks, but I heard it's wonderful. Some people wear a nylon, like, women wear nylons, a piece of nylon on your foot first, then your sock. Other people say wear one thin layer like this, and then your regular sock. I may try that. If I start getting blisters or something, or I may start off with double socks just to see how it is. I've never really hiked in them before, but when I was doing some warm-ups last week, walking from Medford to Ashland, I did get a hot spot and I put on double socks and I never got a blister after that. So who knows? They may work well. Just got to kind of try what works for you best. So there's that. I don't know what this is. Well, this is another buff. We got two buffs. Okay, good. Now, another thing that I take along is I usually take along a small towel. Where did I put my towel? I usually have a towel that I take along. I think it's over here. Oh yeah. Because if you stay overnight in albergue, you need a towel. But look how small this is. You don't need one of those great big towels. Believe me. Some people use a washcloth for crying out loud. This is a little bit bigger, and really lightweight. I got it on Amazon. It's called the microfiber towel, 20 by 40 inches, rain leaf. There you go. So I use that, and I usually don't take I do take a pillow. I take a pillow with me, and the one I have, it folds up pretty small into its own pouch, and you can blow it up, and then it folds up into this little pouch here. And I've always taken that with me, whether I'm camping or not. I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna camp yet, but this will go with me one way or the other, because in an albergue you may not get a pillow. Who knows? So I bring that along with me. Now, what are the things we have here? Is we have the ace bandage, the socks, and another thing I like to do is bring earphones. I know some people are against it. I love taking earphones with me. And the reason why I got these are Sound Sport Bose, but the reason why I like the old-fashioned kind that have the cord round and that hooks them together is because sometimes you're walking along and you just want to talk to someone and you want to just drop your earplug out. So it'll hang there, you won't lose it. And so those ones without the cord on them, the true wireless ones, I use for working out and stuff. But on the Camino, I think I'm going to stick to the old-fashioned way and use one with the cords on them so I can put them down like this and just use one and talk to someone while I'm walking along or whatever. So these are kind of nice to have though when you're walking these long straight stretches. So then what I have is a little kit here. I have all my plugs and everything because in Spain you got to have a certain kind of adapter. I've got adapters in this little thing. Those are important to have. Don't forget that. Got sunglasses, boom. You know, I don't like to wear sunglasses because when you start sweating, they just get all steamed up and everything. I don't like to wear glasses at all, but as you get older, your eyes start getting weird and you start getting cataracts and all kinds of things, and they say it's from the sun. So I'm gonna try to use the sunglasses. We'll see what happens, but like I said, I don't really like to wear them. I got some really lightweight ones, so, you know, and they really seem to be good, but like I said, I don't like wearing them, but I think I should, just for health reasons, your eyes and all that. Duct tape, I wrapped some of this around my hiking poles, which always comes in handy no matter what you're doing. So I got a little wrap around there, and I got the black diamond hiking poles. These are just awesome. I mean, these are so cool, and you can actually take them apart. You just push this in here, take them apart, and how you do them here. And then what you can do is you can take these on the airline as well. Works out pretty well. If you have them in your bag or something, you just fold them up like this, boom, and you can take them on the airplane. They've never stopped me. I had them in my backpack, put the backpack through checking, boom, got right through. So I always have like I said, the tape on there. I usually put duct tape here and surgical tape here for my blisters and stuff. I'll wrap some around there and I'll keep you going. Very handy. And some of the other things, I know Nadine, she's got a blog out there. She had a little YouTube video about taking clothespins because you need them, believe me, when you want to dry out your clothes every day, boom. So I have a few of those and some string as well to hang up my clothes after I hand wash them. So there you go. Nadine Walks. She's got some good blogs and some good videos if you guys want to check them out. And what else do we have here? We have some, I don't know what that is. We have some extra tips, the rubber ones, because I don't like the click, click, click. So I got some extra trekking pole tips. And they're kind of hard to find there, but you can find them, but they're rubber. And so you put those on there and you don't hear all the clicking and all that going on. And then I have some reflectors. I bought at Amazon, different colors. Put on my pack when I'm walking and it's a little dark out so cars can see me. And I have my rosary. I am a priest, so I do prayers every day. I pray the rosary. I got a little rosary here, and I usually pray for people in the churches that I go into. So that's really nice. It's a great prayer, the rosary. I don't know if you've ever done it before, but I like that. I like having that with me. And I also have a little headlight. I haven't even opened it yet. It's a Cabela headlamp. And I definitely use these because I do start out a little early sometimes and it's dark. So headlamps, real light, recommend that. And what else? Oh, I have one of these little guys for my iPhone. If I want to, it's just waterproof. So you hang around your neck. I usually just tuck it in my jacket, and then if I want to use it, you can just pull it out and you take a picture or whatever. It works pretty nice. So that looks good. And what else do we have here? It looks like I have a little bit of toilet paper, okay? And I don't know if I'll take this or not. It's a little bug net. Well, that would be if I'm camping, I may take this, because if you're outside sitting around a lot, you might get some bugs. But I wouldn't take this if you're not going to camp. I'm going to do that video in a second. So this isn't the camping video. I'll do that in a second. And then as I'm walking along, I love to have these. It's just passport, money, wallet. I even sleep with this baby on, so it just goes wherever I go. And I thought it was gonna mess up when I had my pack on because you got the belt there, but it was usually up a little bit higher, so it didn't matter. And this thing has never fallen off. And so it's called Global Citizen Designs, and they have them on Amazon. And this is the way I like to do my valuables in this. And then I usually hide a credit card or something in my backpack in case, God forbid, this baby gets lost. But like I said, once you get used to wearing it, you know it's there. And if it's not there, you kind of go, whoa, what's going on? Hardly. The only time I took this off was when I took a shower, and I would take it into the shower with me and then just leave it on the counter there while I'm taking a shower or whatever, and then put it back on. So that was very helpful. And then I'm actually gonna take a plastic bag, big garbage bag, put inside my pack just in case. You can never be too safe with the water and all that. And then I like to work out a lot, so I have a little, and I have weights. I like to work out with weights, and so I won't lose all my muscle while I'm walking. I don't have that much, but you know, I've worked out my life, and so I have small muscles. At least they're there. So I got this rubber band, and you know, to help if I want to do that. And I actually used this the last couple of Caminos I was on, just for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning before I take off. But you get a lot of workout with your legs, and really that's about all. Before I go, I'd like to mention about the poles. The reason why there's two people like the walking stick, and well, I'm going to say the benefits of these poles. There's a lot of different benefits, not just keeping you stable and all that, but when you're walking long distances, I've done a lot of this, and your hands are like this going all the time. Mine start to get a little numb, and you got to shake them a little bit once in a while. And some people's circulation aren't as good. But when you got a hiking pole in your hand and you're moving around a lot, that never happens. It never happens. So even if I'm carrying them like this or something, and plus you're getting a little bit more of a aerobic workout. So it's not all about just having balance and all. There's a lot more to these poles when you're walking, 20 miles a day. And so this really helps when you're having something to do, and it kind of breaks up the boredom of swinging them around, and you fake like you're shooting a gun. No, I'm just kidding. But a lot more benefits than just using them to walk with, believe me. And so just like to throw that in there. And I think that's about all I have to say. I do have toilet paper. A little bit of that I'm going to bring with me. And yeah, I think that's it. So I think the video right after this, I'll show you what I'm going to take when I'm camping. Let me see, how long is this gun? It's been 22 minutes. Yeah, I better make that in a separate video. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it's Father Scott. I'm back. So, I don't know if I can download these, upload. I'm out here in the middle of the Alaskan bush, so kind of hard to upload things. But that last video, the one you hopefully just watched, it was about what I take on the Camino, regardless whether I camp or not. Now, those are the essentials. Now, I'm thinking about camping. I'm going to be gone for 6 months, and it's not the ideal thing to camp because I'd rather not, but I think I can save a lot of money by doing so. And I've read a lot about the regulations about camping in France and Spain and Portugal, and I'm even thinking about the Via Francigena, which starts in Europe and goes through Sweden and France and Italy and everything else. But there's some regulations about camping, and I think, if I need to camp, I think I can do it. Wild or stealth camping, I've looked at that, and the rules about pilgrims camping along the trail, as long as you do it in a certain way, blah, blah, blah. So if I do go camping, here's what I'm gonna do. The extra things, besides all the things you just watched on that video, is going to be this. First of all, the most important thing probably is I think I might have showed this earlier, the quilt that I have, which is it's less than 2 pounds. Okay, so there's 2 extra pounds that I would carry. And then I have this Nemo thermal, I guess it's a thermal bed pad that blows up really easy, really nice, really lightweight. This is about 1.5 pounds as well. So there's 3.5 extra pounds of this thing, Nemo. And then the tent is it's a Z-Packs Look at this. This thing is like light as a feather. I don't think this thing weighs 1.5 pounds. I think if it does, it will be interesting. It's a 2-man tent, really nice. Very expensive though, and I kind of mortgaged my house to buy this thing. But yeah, real nice and light. So this would go. So there's 2, 3.5, 4.5, maybe 5 extra pounds there. Then the thing about the Z-Packs tent is you can use these for the tent. These are your stakes. You already got the weight. You don't have to carry those. You have those in your hands, and they put up your tent. Oh, that's a huge advantage. Tent stakes can be kind of heavy. So there's that. And then I have Patagonia Puffy. It's a macro. And just in case I'm not going to be there for a long time, I'm camping, I'm going to throw this in there. It's another 1.5 pounds, so there's 6.5 pounds. And then I have, I love coffee. So if I'm camping out there and I need coffee, so I got a real lightweight little spoon to stir stuff if I want to. And then I have a little stove and a little thing that I can put in here. And inside the stove inside the pot is a little cooking stove. So I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I have a little cooking stove right here that fits in there real nice. So I set that up. So the only thing I'd have to do when I got there was buy a little can of fuel. And that's gonna add, this thing isn't that heavy. It's gonna add another pound. So I'm thinking if I end up camping, it's gonna be an extra 7.5 pounds probably to camp. And so I think what I have there, I still think I'm going to keep it under 25 pounds if I camp, which is kind of a lot. I weigh about 180, 185, so they say 18 to 20 pounds would be the ideal. If I camped and I was carrying 20 to 25 pounds, and then of course you got to put water in your water bottle and maybe a little bit of food. So I'm thinking maybe I can keep it under 25. I'm going to see. I'm going to weigh myself after I get it all loaded up into my pack and see what happens. But at least I have a plan, whether if I go or not. And another thing I can do is if I plan to go there and not camp out, maybe on the first Camino that I do with my sister, I can maybe leave that in Santiago or Madrid someplace until I get back. And then if I plan to do a longer stretch, then I could pick this up later. So I think it's going to work. I'm kind of excited about it. So hope all of you are planning a Camino because they're just totally wonderful. Totally wonderful. The best experience I've probably ever had in my life. And it's changed me in a sense. I mean, I go from this person who just is real ritualistic and, doing the same things every day. I have a cup of coffee at the same time every morning. I work out at certain times every day, do this every day exactly. You get out there on the Camino and that don't happen. You gotta stretch yourself a little bit. And it broadens your horizon. Social life, I'm kind of an introvert, so social life is just wonderful. You can talk to people or not. And usually you want to as you're walking along because you want to know them a little bit. So, and then spiritually, it's just awesome. Socially, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically. I mean, you got this thing that you can do, and it's enjoyable, and you can eat all you want because you're not gonna gain weight out there because you're walking every day. I mean, you can eat chocolate and chips and all that kind of stuff. One of the highlights of walking that far. And so right now I worry about my weight a lot. I try to eat right and stay fit and all that, but it's a chore, daily chore every single day because I have an addictive personality. And, once I start something, I want to do a lot of it, no matter what it is. And so out there on the Camino, you can do a lot of walking and a lot of eating. So it fits me pretty good. It's my lifestyle pretty good. So anyway, good luck to all of you out there, and peace, and God bless.